Okay, تمام. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests. My name is Suaad Al-Fannah, and I am excited to present my study on the ICRES. Today, I will be discussing the critical relationship between transformational leadership style and the workforce motivation within Oman construction and engineering sector. This research is particularly relevant and in light of Oman 20 Vision 2040, which places a considerable emphasis on the economic diversification and sustainable development. The construction and engineering sector is pivotal in this context, serving as the cornerstone for that development and technological advancement in the Sultanate. Bismillah. Today, I'll be discussing these main points as you see from the screen. So now let's move to the introduction. The construction and in the engineering industries are inherently dynamic and complex, characterized by high-task projects, which is required not only a technological expertise, but also exceptional leadership to navigate the challenges and overcome whatever they are practicing every day. As Oman continues to invest heavily in the infrastructural development and economic diversification, understanding the influence of the leadership styles and its impact in the workforce motivation becomes increasingly important. So my research is aiming to bridge the theoretical and the practical aspects of the leadership impact, focusing on the specific leadership behaviors influencing employee from different aspects like motivation, satisfaction, and also the organizational commitment. This is particularly relevant to the context of Oman ambitions of the national goals, where effective leadership is essential to driving a successful implementation of the large-scale infrastructure project and initiatives as well. Also, I will explore how transformational leadership components, which are idealized influence, inspirational motivation, and intellectual simulation, serves as a key drivers in fostering and engaged, motivated workforce. In order to understand how it's impact the employee motivation and also the satisfaction. So the context of the study is critical because it's very important, and also it's linked to the Oman Vision 2040. And also the research is not only contributes to the academic, but also offers practical recommendations for industry leaderships management who are aiming to enhance the leadership effectiveness within the construction and engineering sector. So, sorry, the problem statement and the research gap. So I will delve deeper in my discussion to address the core challenges, which is catalyzed the research. So in the construction and engineering sector in eastern of Oman, there is dynamic environment where the stakes are exceptionally high due to the critical nature of the projects that are fundamental to the national development and economic diversification. So this sector demands not only technical proficiency, but also exceptional leadership to steer teams toward the success mindset, intense pressures and challenges as well. So the problem I face is multifaceted. Because there is intrinsic needs for leadership that can effectively motivate and engage diverse workforce, ensuring a high level of performance and job satisfaction. Secondly, the rapidly evolving technological landscape and the competitive market environment necessitates adaptive leadership style that can not only respond to the change, but also proactively drive innovation. So the research gap. So despite the critical importance of these factors, so the review of the existing literature revealed a significant research gap Much of the current knowledge is on leadership within the organizational context doesn't address the unique and specific dynamic of the setting which I'm studying is Oman. Moreover, there is a scarcity of empirical studies focusing on how different leadership styles specifically impact employee motivation, satisfaction, and commitment in the construction and engineering sector. The gap also practically, and it is problematic as it limits the understanding of which leadership practices are most effective in environments characterized by a high and complexity and rapid change. Common to the sector I'm studying now and critical to Oman Vision 2040. So the study aims to fill the gap by providing sector-specific insights that are grounded in the local, cultural, and operational context, offering a valuable data that enhance the leadership strategies in similar industries, also globally. Um, Research questions and objectives. Building upon the context and identified gap in the previous discussions. There is specific research questions and objectives that guided the investigation journey of the research. This segment is critical as it is defined the scope and the direction of the study. Aiming to unveil how leadership can effectively influence employees' motivation within Oman's construction and engineering sector. The research objective was systematically to evaluate the influence of the transformational leadership on employee motivation, job satisfaction, and organizational commitment by assessing the impact of the idealized influence in employees' perception of leadership, effectiveness, and their resultant job satisfaction and loyalty. Also, to determine the role of inspirational motivation in enhancing the employee alignment with the organizational goal and their overall job engagement. Also, explore how intellectual simulation affects employee innovation capabilities and their motivation in to excel their performance and at the end challenging project environments. So each of these objectives was crafted to address the announced way in which the leadership can impact or manifest the highly dynamic and critical sector in Oman. My research questions, as you can notice from the screen, there were three basic questions. To what extent idealized influence, inspirational motivation, and intellectual simulation impact motivation among employees? They are designed to probe deeply into the specific components of the transformational leadership, providing a clear framework to measure how these aspects contribute to enhancing the motivational dynamics within the workplace. Accordingly, the hypothesis will be based on the transformational leadership and self-determination theory, which is transformational leadership style characterized by idealized influence, inspiration, motivation, and intellectual simulation, significantly impact the workforce motivation, leading to higher job satisfaction and improve performance outcomes. So in essence, the research seeks not only to answer this pivotal question, but also to empirically test the hypothesis within the context of Oman's, which is rapidly evolving sector. The outcomes of this research are expected to offer actionable insights and contribute to the strategic development of leadership practices that can or that are both effective and culturally consistent with the needs of Omani workforce. The
Sorry,
conceptual.
Suaad, to disturb. You have completed till now 10 minutes, just to inform you. You can
Now,
continue.
now, mashallah, 10 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
So this is my conceptual framework, which is based on the transformational theory, covering the three aspects, and also based on the STD, which will examine the autonomy, competency, and redundancy. So in practical terms, the framework guides the investigation into the specific leadership behaviors that are most effective in unique cultural and operational context of Oman, construction and engineering sector. So it will serve that guide for my empirical investigation. The methodology that I followed was quantitative, and the sampling was distributed of the survey to the employees within construction and engineering company. Only 33 who answered the question. And the data analysis was through a statistical system or application PSS. So this is to provide a clear and reliable evaluation of how transformational influence the employee motivation. So I will go to the findings. So moving to the findings, the objective was to understand how the impact of transformation leadership on the employee motivation and satisfaction. So the result indicate a strong position or positive correlation between the leadership who are perceived ethical and responsible, respectable role models and level of motivation and satisfaction among employee. Also, inspirational motivation has revealed a component or show also important impact on the employee motivation and will enhance higher performance. Also, there is a strongly correlated of the intellectual simulation and also the impact on the employee motivation. So I'll go to the discussion. There is like a discussion, theoretical alignment. It's verify the concepts of the leadership and self-determination theory, which proposed the importance of the leadership styles. Also, my findings confirm the transformational behavior effectively increase the intrinsic motivation, satisfaction, and organizational commitment among the employees, as studies by Bass and Rigo and also Ryan. So they do you want me to go accordingly to the recommendation as well? So because I don't have time.
Go ahead. No problem.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry for the recommendation. Okay, there are different directions for the recommendation. Strategic implications of the leadership development, okay, which is very important. And then also policy recommendations such as initiate targeted leadership training and develop a leadership competency framework. For the future research directions, it will help if it was a mixed or qualitative research based method to gain a deeper insight from the employees about the impact of transformational leadership styles followed. My recommendation also encourage the academia and the industry leaders to continue integration and testing the principles of transformational leadership and also the self-determination theory within the different organizational contexts. And it will enhance also the understanding of the leadership dynamics and contribution to the development of the leadership among the industries. Also, in recommendation, the aim of the recommendation is to ensure the leadership development not only aligned with the industrial best practices, but also tailored to meet the specific needs of Oman industries. By adopting these recommendations, organization can enhance their leadership capabilities and driving performance, motivation, and ultimately the national development. And thank you so much. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask me.
Thank you, Suaad. We are remaining with 4 minutes.
I thought the time has finished. I was rushing. Sorry for that.
Thanks.